Slavery in Islamic law is not based on race or ethnicity. However, while there was no legal distinction between white European and black African slaves, in some Muslim societies, they were employed in different roles. For example, the Ottoman Empire made white slaves from Russia and other states serve as soldiers and government officials, while black slaves were placed as guards at palaces and the harems of elite families. This raises the question: what role did the Ottoman Empire see for white slaves in comparison to black slaves? Was it based on a belief in the superiority of one race over another? Welcome to History Insight, where we explore the hidden and lesser-known aspects of history. In this video, we will be discussing the horrifying truth of white slavery in the Ottoman Empire. This is a dark chapter in history that is not widely discussed, but is important to understand and remember. If you find this video informative and thought-provoking, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on historical and current events. The subject of slavery in the Ottoman Empire is not a topic that is widely discussed in literary circles. However, it is an important topic that sheds light on the atrocities committed on a captive people by the Muslims. Professor George Jun of the University of Colorado has written a book on the subject, in which he delves into the key role that image played in the Ottoman state. He describes how the Ottomans bought slaves after checking their value in terms of performing arts and their capacity to run businesses. The slaves would be priced according to their skills and assigned tasks accordingly. This raises the question: how did the Ottomans justify the practice of slavery in their society, and what was the impact of eunuchs on the Ottoman state? In his book, Professor Jun delves into the chilling practice of eunuch making in the Ottoman Empire. He describes how black slaves were forcibly taken from their families and friends and subjected to brutal surgical procedures to remove their genitals. This practice was used as a tool of control and oppression against those deemed as kuffar by the Ottoman society. In contrast, white eunuchs were sourced through the buying and abduction of Christians and Jews, and their surgical procedure was less severe. The black eunuchs were mainly used as guards in the Sultan's harem or in the personal harems of wealthy men in Istanbul, while white eunuchs were employed in higher-ranking positions such as soldiers and government officials. This practice persisted throughout the Ottoman Empire until it was abolished with the advent of Kemal Ataturk, as Turkey aimed to modernize and become more European. Scholars argue that religious scriptures, including the Quran, contain a number of verses aimed at regulating slavery and mitigating its negative impact. These verses prescribe kindness towards slaves, consider them morally equal to free persons, and suggest a gradual phase out of slavery altogether. However, it does not make slavery haram, like it does with the consumption of pork. According to Muslim scholars, such as Dr. Shaber Ali, the Muslim community did not adhere to the instructions in the Quran and were unable to abolish slavery within their society until it was made illegal by European countries. The matter of slavery is open to interpretation in religious scriptures, and it is important to consider the historical context in which these texts were written. Some followers of Islam argue that there is a hadith on correcting what is wrong, which states that there should be no harm to anyone. Therefore, followers of Quran were given open initiation to stop slavery. However, even they cannot justify the order for slave girls to remain only partially dressed when in public, to differentiate between a slave and a free woman. According to the Hanafi school of thought, during the early days of Islam, it was already prescribed that a slave girl was to hide her body from navel to knees. It's important to notice that the slavery is a complex topic with multiple perspectives and interpretations, and should be studied carefully. The Ottoman Empire, which sought to expand its territories, also had a notorious fleet of pirate ships that would raid European countries and capture a large number of European slaves. One particularly harrowing account of Ottoman piracy occurred in Iceland in first 627, where the pirates captured people from their homes, markets, and even from the crevices of mountains, where they were hiding with their families. During this raid, the pirates set fire to churches and killed those who were of no use to them, including older pastors. Those deemed fit for trade were taken aboard the pirate ship and soon set sail away from Iceland. According to accounts, one pirate was particularly known for his daily ritual of washing himself, even having others wash his body. A woman aboard the ship, known as the Honest Helen, told the narrator that this same pirate had killed her husband. The ship eventually stopped at Algiers, and all the Icelanders were taken to the slave market, where they found numerous other people also being put on sale. This highlights the brutal and inhumane practices of the Ottoman Empire's piracy and the devastating impact it had on the lives of European peoples. It is a reminder of a tragic historical event that should not be forgotten. The narrator also describes the fate of a young and pretty girl who was purchased for first 000 dinar. Her master then took her to Jerusalem to sell her for a profit to a Christian man. This is because, under the Ottoman Empire's laws, Christians were not allowed to have sexual relations with Muslim women. This account highlights the dehumanizing and commercial nature of the slave trade, where individuals were reduced to mere commodities to be bought and sold for profit. It also sheds light on the discriminatory laws and attitudes towards different religious groups within the Ottoman society. This account serves as a reminder of the atrocities committed during this period of history and the devastating impact it had on individuals and communities. The Ottoman sultans were known to take advantage of the ambiguities in the Quran regarding slavery to serve their own purposes. According to the book, The Legacy of Arab Islam in Africa, the British Consul General in Morocco wrote a letter to Sultan Abdul Hamid II, asking if he had taken any measures to stop slavery or the slave trade. The Sultan replied that all sects of Islam agree that there is nothing mentioned in the Quran, and that slavery has been a norm since the time of Adam. Therefore, he had no plans to take action. This response from the Sultan illustrates the justification used for the continuation of slavery for over first 300 years following the arrival of Islam. This highlights the complex and controversial nature of the topic of slavery in the Ottoman Empire, where religious justifications were used to justify the continuation of the practice. It serves as a reminder of the need for a critical examination of historical events and the impact it had on individuals and societies. As we come to the end of this video, we hope that you have gained a deeper understanding of the historical phenomenon of white slavery in the Ottoman Empire. It is a difficult and painful topic to confront, but it is important to remember and learn from these events in order to ensure that they are not repeated in the future. We encourage you to continue learning about this topic and other historical events, as well as to critically examine the ways in which societies have and continue to justify and perpetuate systems of oppression. Thank you for watching and for your support of our channel, History Insight. Remember to like and subscribe for more informative and thought-provoking content on history.